It's just another Sharkman podcast.
Hello and welcome to Just Another Sharkman podcast, your chance to plug into all the latest news, movies and events in the Sharkman film franchise. My name's Jack, I love the Sharkman films and I'm here with my best bud Ferg.
Jack, just carry on with the... Sorry, I can't really carry on the spiel.
Okay guys, alright, so as you guys know, we're starting something very exciting later today. We are organising a big rooftop cinema screening and we thought we'd give you guys a little look behind the scenes at us setting up.
Brilliant.
And we're on the rooftop of the laundrette and today we're recording from the rooftop. The sun's out, the boys are out, we're in our shorts, we're in our t-shirts and we're having a great time. Now Ferg, do you want to just talk a little bit about why we're doing the big rooftop summer screen on top of the laundrette?
Yeah, so as I'm sure you guys have seen on Facebook and on Twitter and on Instagram and on everything, I'm sure you've seen the event on Facebook. The rooftop screening we're holding is tonight. And yeah, so what happened is, as you know, our old co-host Will.
Yeah, legend.
Absolute legend. Really big reason why the podcast is so successful.
Yeah, he's still in prison.
Yes, so obviously we talk about this all the time and you probably even saw it in the news, but Will murdered the entire cast and crew of Dark Squid because, you've seen Dark Squid.
So bad.
Terrible film.
But he's been basically giving us all these updates, all this advice.
Via letter when he can, the occasional email, but that's very hard for him to do.
Yeah.
A lot of it is more things like, because he's in solitary confinement.
It's a little more covert, it's a little more stealth ops, it's a little hush-hush.
So it's more things like, for example, one of the things he does is he gets a rat, and I think he gets a little, like a sort of sharp bit of brick or stone, and he carves a message into the flesh of the rat. And then he lets the rat go, and more often than not, the rat gets to us before dying of its wounds.
Yeah, anyway, Ferg, people don't want to hear about that boring stuff. The latest thing
all admin.
Is that he has suggested that we do a big rooftop cinema screen. And you know, Ferg and I were talking about this. We've had some really big things happen on the podcast recently, haven't we?
We had, we made first contact with alien life, for example.
Like, that's game-changing. That's huge. That changes the whole way we think of ourselves philosophically in the universe.
But Will said it's just not very Instagrammable.
Fair enough.
So what you really need are big events like this, rather than just like a broadcast from a distant world, blah, blah, blah. No, you want a physical event where people can show up, take pictures, tell their friends, get it all trending, and then get it trending, and get it trending.
Can you just quickly put on these sunglasses?
Yeah.
And can you just hold this little mojito?
Oh.
I'm just going to take a little photo of you for the Instagram. Say, big summer screen.
Big summer screen.
Perfect.
Oh, I just took a sip of it, Jack.
No, it's alcohol. Don't drink it.
No,
it's horrible.
That's horrible.
It tastes so horrible.
So
anyway, I'm just going to hashtag summer screen, hashtag come along, hashtag setup, hashtag fun, hashtag it's funny, hashtag it's fun times with friends.
Sharkman.
Hashtag Sharkman. Almost forgot.
Hashtag
Sharkman.
podcast.
Hashtag podcast.
Hashtag rooftop screening. Did you put that?
Hashtag rooftop screening. Hashtag rooftop summer screen. Hashtag summer rooftop screen.
Hashtag engagement.
Hashtag engagement.
Hashtag social media.
Hashtag views. Hashtag likes. Hashtag shares. Hashtag I feel sad. Hashtag this is sometimes a way that I let out feelings that I find it hard to say out loud.
Jack, what have I told you about feelings? Delete those last two hashtags. So, we're really excited for the screening tonight.
It's going to be banging, it's going to be sick.
And if you've not already hit going on the Facebook event...
So we didn't get around to putting any of the tickets up online, so we're going to be selling them on the door. There's already loads of people who've clicked going on the event, Ferg, like 10k people have clicked going, so it's going to be really good. We'll just sell you those tickets on the door. We'll take you up into the laundrette, up onto the roof, and you will have a great time.
In fact, actually, I think I can see a couple people starting to queue up right now. Hey, guys. No, they didn't see me. I don't always see myself.
You just had to be louder, Ferg. You're just too quiet.
You know, sometimes like I look in the mirror and for a moment I just see the Sharkman films. I can never quite remember how that manifests.
Just
physically.
like a catalogue, like a rack of DVDs?
I can't. It's like a
collection,
series,
like a collage of posters.
It's like a series of images. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's like a dream where you wake up and you're like, you can't explain what it was, but I know that I see the entire Sharkman franchise, and then I blink and it's me.
Sorry, I'm just going to shout down to those guys again.
Yeah.
Hey guys, how are you? Give me a whoop whoop. Whoop whoop. Love that user engagement.
You really engage with those users there, Jack.
Thanks, Ferg. I've got so many friends. Now, I think what the listeners want to know, Ferg, is what you're working on over there. Give us the deets, give us the goss, give us the secret little bits of knowledge.
So, listeners, of course, once we decided to do this rooftop screening,
Yeah.
there were a number of problems we had to get past, we had to solve, we had to work out what we were going to do.
Boring.
So the first thing was, of course, as you all know, if you stand on any rooftop in a town somewhere, within your field of vision, there are a lot of screens playing Sharkman movies.
Yeah.
So, of course, people's TVs, through their windows,
Yeah.
other rooftop screenings that are happening.
Big advert screens that are on the side, lots of buildings playing Sharkman films all the time.
Yeah.
Little drones whizzing by, carrying little TV screens underneath them.
And then, of course, at all times, you can see the screen they've got going on the moon.
Fun fact about the moon screen, Ferg.
Oh, yeah?
The moon screen.
Yeah.
When they were working on the moon screen,
Yeah.
loads of people died.
Oh, right.
Yeah, loads of people died.
So, you're standing on a rooftop.
And we're looking, guys, we're looking for a square where there's no screen. So we're like pointing ourselves left, right, we're angling ourselves. We're looking for a bit of sky where there is a square bit of sky and no screens around it. Impossible.
So, our solution is, what we're going to do is
Very
instead
clever.
of
Very
being just
clever.
sat
Ferg came up
horizontally
with this.
and looking at a screen set up
Instead of a normal screen.
vertically, what we're going to do is we're going to take all the seats and we're going to angle them so they're looking down at the ground, and then we're going to project it literally onto the roof of the laundrette.
Oh, it's going to be so sick.
So what I'm working on, Jack, is this big rostrum that all the chairs are going to be on, and there's going to be sort of a pivot, and then of course the whole thing is just going to turn upwards vertically, and the seats have all got seat belts on, and you'll be in your seat, just hanging down, just your whole body weight pushing down into this shitty seatbelt I've just made.
Yeah.
And you'll be staring at the ground, looking at this Sharkman film that's being projected onto the ground by Jack's going to be sat in the back seat of the whole setup, holding a projector on his lap, and that's going to be projecting at the floor.
Ferg, I'm going to be at the front though.
Well, you'll be it'll be sort of a horizontal thing, and then you're at the back of that, and then it'll be vertical. So you'll be, in terms of actual space, you'll be at the top.
No, I'll be at the front because then I'll be at the back when it goes up. But I have to get in at the front.
Well, it'll be the back because everybody will be
No,
facing.
I don't think you. Anyway, you just Ferg.
We don't need to.
Ferg, I'll show you when it happens. I'll show you, and you'll be like, "Oh, I'm so stupid. I'm such an idiot." Jack, you were so right. Guys, so Ferg's hooked up this machine, he's hooked up all these little cogs, and he's putting on all of the little pulleys now, and what he's saying will happen is that the weight of the building will balance out the rostrum when you hop on. So the more people we get on, the quicker it's just going to shoot to 90 degrees, but don't worry, those seatbelts are looking safe. Ferg's nailing them in now. Let's leave Ferg knocking away at that death trap. Sorry, Ferg, I don't know why I said death trap. I meant fun cinema watching device.
I mean, everyone who gets in it is going to die someday, Jack.
And let's move on to a little bit of Sharkman news. Let's just pepper a bit of Sharkman news in here.
Yeah.
We've got a press release here on my iPad from Gary Sandwich, the ex-head of DVDs. Just going to send that to you now, Ferg.
Oh, thank you. So, of course, Gary Sandwich, listeners,
What a card.
is now living as the exiled, self-proclaimed CEO of Sharkman Studios, and he's living on DVD Island.
The island made of DVDs in the North Sea.
So, of course, a while back, when everyone thought the Sharkman Studios CEO was dead, the Sharkman Studios head of DVDs rose up, killed the other members of the board of directors, and proclaimed himself the Sharkman Studios CEO. Then, of course, the CEO turned out to actually be alive, and Gary Sandwich has run away to DVD Island.
Very
And-
complicated. Very complicated plot. But anyway, he's released a statement, and Ferg, do you want to just read it out?
Yeah, I'll read it out. So he's...
Oh, do the voice, do the voice.
No, I can't. I mean, you're good at doing the voice, Jack, but I just really can't do his voice.
It's because I met him and you didn't.
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
That's all it is.
So what he said is, "Hey guys, it's me, Gary Sandwich, the rightful CEO of Sharkman Studios.
He's not though, is he? He's
No.
not.
I'm currently living on DVD Island. I used to be the head of DVDs. You know, DVDs, sometimes you get them in wallets, Sometimes you get them in wallets, sometimes you get them in boxes and they click open. Sometimes boxes, you got a couple in them, the DVDs. I love all sorts of DVDs. I mean, particularly Sharkman DVDs. But, all sorts. It's all good. Love those DVDs. They got a hole in the middle. Anyway, it's me, Gary Sandwich. I'm ex-head of DVDs, exiled rightful CEO of Sharkman Studios. So now I'm living on DVD Island, and that's great because I love the DVDs and I'm watching them and I'm sometimes picking them up and looking at them. And DVDs, I'm Gary Sandwich, ex-head of DVDs, rightful CEO of Sharkman Studios, ex-alter DVD Island.
Does he dictate that or does he write it down?
I don't know, but anyway, it just ends there.
Oh. This is the news, guys, that Gary Sandwich is still alive. He's on DVD Island. He's probably working on some secret, mysterious plans. I've got a quick press release that just came in from Sharkman Studios.
All right.
On the Gary Sandwich controversy.
Yep.
And it's a press release that is a wanted poster.
All right.
A photo of Gary Sandwich. It says wanted dead. Oh, Ferg.
What, Jack?
Snacks. I forgot to get the snacks.
Oh, shit.
I'm just going to run out now. I'll come right back. Ferg, you'll have to fill for 4 minutes.
What? No, Jack, I'll just edit it.
Oh, I forget you can do that. Anyway, see you. Bye. Hey, Ferg.
All right, Jack, what'd you get?
I've got the snacks.
Brilliant. So,
little
Jack's,
bag of snacks.
So, listeners, Jack's got snacks for everyone this evening, for all of you who are coming, for you to enjoy stuff to snack on throughout the whole running time of the film, the 4-hour film. What snacks did you get, Jack? What's your haul?
Right, so I've got 3 things, Ferg.
Brilliant.
Ferg, I got a pint of apple juice. Because I love apple juice. I'm not going to apologise for it. Stop emailing about
Jack,
my
what
apple
else did you
juice.
get? What else did you get?
Stop it.
Jack.
Stop it. Okay, sorry, Ferg. I'm just getting carried away on a little tirade.
What snacks?
I got some Sharkman ham. Sharkman branded slicey ham.
Brilliant.
Just going to flip through that like a pack of cards. And finally, Ferg, I saw it on special offer. It's a new treat. I got some rings.
Okay, what sort of like party rings?
Well, what's fun about these, Ferg, is you can get rings that are crisp, like hula hoops.
Yeah.
And you can get like little Haribo rings.
Yeah, like squidgy gelatin.
These rings are part crisp, part Haribo, Ferg.
So is that different section? Like
It's like segment. So it's not like half and half. It's like segmented around like a pie chart.
Right.
And look at them.
God, wow, those are really something, Jack.
Do you want to try one?
Absolutely.
It's a great chew and crunch, isn't it? Really good.
Wow, I think something just changed. I think my whole life just changed. I don't know, in a good way, in a bad way. Jesus Christ. Something's different within me. Jesus Christ, Jack.
That's just the power of the ring.
Fuck me.
Ferg, the rings, what can I say? They have so much power. I'm just going to eat one as well.
Lovely.
Only 6 left.
Oh, you got a pack of 8?
I got a pack of 8. Very expensive for a pack of 8.
So those are the 3 snacks you got?
Yeah. You think that'll feed the 5,000?
No, Jack. You really fucked this task, I'll be honest.
Ferg, I know it's stressful, but can you please just be nice and not insult me when I'm trying to do things that are good for the podcast?
So, another thing that we found was really...
1 sec, I'm just going to get Insta with me in another ring sweet crisp.
Oh, you just ate another one?
Oh, you're right. Sorry, 5 left.
5 left.
Oh, they're so Moorish though, aren't they?
Let's just put them to one
they're
side.
So Moorish. You got to agree.
Look, Jack, I'm just going to take the rings and I'm just going to empty the packet. I'm just going to empty them into the sweetie bowl over here.
Brilliant.
Put it to one
Thanks,
side.
Ferg.
So, guys, another thing that we sort of left to the last minute is we couldn't decide. Once we decided to do the rooftop screening, we said, okay, big question, of course.
Yeah.
What film are we going to watch?
What film? So tricky. And so Ferg immediately leapt in and he said Dr. Dinosaur 3, Days of Dino.
I mean, it's a great one. It's not too old, but it's a classic. People like it. And I just figured, you know what, Jack? Let's just get out of the way. Let's just decide on one because they're all good. Let's just decide on one and so save us any hassle because we could watch anything. I'm just going to pick one.
And I said, Ferg, it could be any other film. You're just picking the one that you like best. What about what the other people want? It's not an event for us, it's an event for them.
And I said, Jack, I know that, but I'm worried that if we don't pick one now, it'll take forever. I'm just picking one for the sake of picking one, otherwise we'll just be scrolling through options, just sitting there, not actually watching anything.
And then I said, why not just do a big mainline Sharkman crossover film? Why not do Sharkman 1 through 7, one of those?
And I said, which one would you do?
And then I said, it's so hard to pick.
And I said that's exactly why we should just do Dr. Dinosaur 3 Day of Dino.
But then, guys, I was really not feeling it. So just to talk you through the thought process of two top podcasters, what we did is we put it to a Facebook poll.
We put it to a Facebook poll. We put every single Sharkman movie on a Facebook poll. It took a couple of days to write them all up. Just constant. I didn't sleep.
There are so many.
And listeners, of course, as you may have seen,
we love you guys.
Everyone voted for every film. So they all had the exact same number of votes. It didn't help us at all.
And then it crashed Facebook. So Facebook's been down today. If you guys are wondering about that, it's because of our broken poll. Sorry Facebook, sorry Zucks.
So then what Jack said was, okay, let's just do it randomly.
Pull them out of a hat because let's just work the old school way. Is what my grandma did when she was little. Let's just do that. It's simpler.
And so a few days ago, Jack said, let's do this. And since then, listeners, I've been trying to find a hat big enough that you can put all the Sharkman films on bits of paper in it because there's so many films. But I've just not been. I've been in all the clothes shops. I've been in some sort of specialist hat shops, and I've been on novelty websites online. I just can't find a big enough hat.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I've been trying. Because if we want to have all the films in there, it needs to be a big hat, and you said we need to pick them out of a hat.
It doesn't have to be a hat though, Ferg.
But you said. Jack, you said we'll pick them out of a hat.
It could just be a bowl.
Why did you say hat? You were so specific. You said hat.
It's a figure of speech, Ferg.
What?
It's a bowl. Let's just get the sweetie bowl.
What's a figure of speech?
I'm just going to get the sweetie bowl.
Sorry, I just wish you'd said earlier instead of being so specific about this hat and speech figures and your words.
Okay, I'm just going to pour the... Do you still have the packet for the rings?
Oh, shit, no. Sorry, a gust of wind took it away.
Okay, I'm just going to pour the rings on the floor for a bit.
That sounds like the best thing to do.
And then we can pick them up later and... Oh, no, birds just ate them all. That was so fast.
So fast?
Why didn't they eat them when they were in the bowl? That was also outside. Ferg, have you got the names out for the bowl?
Yes, Jack. Well, I wrote out... let me just get out this...
Oh, that is massive.
I wrote them all out onto A4 paper, anticipating putting them out of a hat. But I was so busy looking for a big hat that I didn't actually tear them up yet.
That's okay, I'll tear them up. So I'm just going to tear these up. Just going to look out... Oh my god, there's loads of people outside, Ferg.
Oh,
there are loads. Big old queue.
Real queue starting to...
Wow, that's so exciting. Well done, us. High five. So, while I tear these up, why don't you just tell them about... I think people would think this is really interesting, Ferg. The licensing stuff.
Yeah, so basically, obviously, in order to put on this sort of semi-public rooftop screening of a Sharkman movie, we had to go through Sharkman Studios to get the appropriate license for it. Because obviously there were so many stringent laws about doing anything to do with anything copyright with Sharkman, because they just won't let you.
As there should be.
Exactly, and because they've lobbied so much over the years to the government to introduce these laws.
It's amazing. Every time they lobby the government, they win.
Yeah, it's always like, every law, anything Sharkman Studios wants, the government does.
It's like a bullseye. It's like Sharkman goes to the fair when he's at the coconut shy and he just throws that shark and it knocks over all the coconuts at once.
Yeah, because obviously that's his whole thing is chucking sharks.
Yeah, that's his power. He's not like a shark that is a man. No. He's a man who's bitten by a radioactive shark, and he can throw sharks out of his hand. He can magic sharks into his hand. The listeners know this. They've seen all the films. They do know this. And it bears repeating.
And even if they hadn't seen the films for some reason, we have mentioned it before. But in case they've forgotten, it does bear repeating.
It bears repeating. Anyway, the licensing stuff.
So he throws sharks. So
Ferg?
He throws sharks.
Ferg, move on.
He's a man who throws sharks.
Ferg, move on.
He's a shark man. Not that he's a shark man or a man shark, but he is a man who has a more than tangential interest in sharks.
Let's go.
Sorry, yes. So I've been on the phone, been on hold taking basically ages. All week, just taking ages. And of course, because we hadn't decided on the film yet, we've had to apply for licensing to show any film just to cover our backs.
Yeah. As we should have to do. I
didn't apply for Dark Squid because obviously we were not going to watch that. But
Ferg's been on these phone menus. And they're ridiculous because it's all automated, obviously, but you can't do it online. You have to do it on a phone. And you have to navigate your way through this phone maze by pressing different buttons. It starts with who would you like to speak to? This person, this person, this person. Yep. But it ends up like a game of Snake.
Yeah, so a thing shows up on your screen. And sort of it's like there's this maze and you're this little character
trying to apply for licensing.
And at the top of the screen you can see it says license to show XYZ film, depending which game I'm playing. And then you have to navigate your way through with the keypad. And if you get it wrong, your phone explodes. So I have been getting through a lot of phones.
But luckily, Ferg only uses burner phones anyway.
Yeah, because burner phones are just better for my lifestyle. So it is quite a quick process and cheap, but it does add up. And I've spent thousands of pounds on new phones.
Oh, Ferg?
Yeah.
Did you check with the laundrette people that we could have the screening?
We'll check with the people who run the laundrette that we can do.
The family that let us record in the laundrette and let me live here.
I thought you were going to do it.
No, I thought you were going to do it.
Shit, have we not told them this is happening?
Oh, no.
They live here because they live above
no, they live
the
here and there are
laundrette.
so many people outside and there are going to be so many people in the...
Shit.
Oh, no. Quick,
listeners. So we're just going to go down...
Can we queue up an ad?
Yeah, so we got an ad ready. We're just going to go down and check it over with the guys who run the laundrette. It'll be fine, but we're just going to... Anyway, so guys, this week our ad is... it's an actual ad.
What does that mean? Why are you saying that?
So obviously, also all the ads about piss and everything.
They're all real too.
They're also real ads, but this one's a. I really don't. I don't know what I was getting at.
Ferg, we need to go.
Yeah. Sorry. Let's. Anyway, here's the ad, and it's real. Welcome to the 30-second promo for Podcast Reviews Podcast, the podcast in which I review the reviews of my own podcast. If you leave a rating and review of my podcast in iTunes, I, on my podcast, will read and rate your reviews of my podcast. Makes sense? Pretty self-explanatory? I'm already almost out of time. But if you enjoy JASP, I think you'll enjoy Podcast Reviews Podcast. Just make sure to leave a rating and review in iTunes so that you'll be featured on the podcast and the podcast will have content to be featured for. I think that's all the time I have. Podcast Reviews Podcast. We'll see you there. You know what, Jack? At first, I wasn't sure about that ad because it wasn't to do with Sharkman.
Yeah.
But of course, once I realised it was a sort of self-contained, nonsensical content within content bit of content, and how intense the content was and how recursive it was.
Yeah.
I love that, you know? That's like the inside of my brain.
Hey guys, we're back. We come back from upstairs. We've all had a chat. Everyone's good. Everyone's happy.
Yeah, we sorted it out.
Ferg, how's the roster coming along?
Yeah, well, it's...
I'm just feeling a bit nervous. We want to know everything's going fine.
Yeah, well, it's, it's sort of... As I think I mentioned earlier, Jack, I have basically no idea what I'm doing, but I'm just sort of hacking bits together and yeah.
Have you got the instructions?
The what?
The instructions.
For what?
For the rostrum.
No, I'm just making it up.
What? Where did you get all this from?
I just got it from the scrap metal yard down the road.
What? So this is just some sort of scrap heap challenge?
Scrap heap challenge?
Yeah, some sort of scrap heap challenge.
A scrap heap challenge?
A scrap heap challenge.
Sorry, a scrap heap challenge.
Anyway, guys, it's all going to be totally fine. I'm looking outside now. It's a really long queue.
Really starting to pile up.
It's really, maybe, possibly, I might say those 10k goings on Facebook are all really going.
Yeah, and obviously it's not, the event still isn't for a couple of hours because once we finish this podcast, we'll put the podcast up.
Yeah.
And then we'll go do the event.
Oh my
Blimey.
God. You know, Ferg, it really goes to show that just because we're fans of Sharkman doesn't mean there aren't loads of fans of us. I mean,
exactly.
There are tens of thousands outside.
I mean, like we've been saying, listeners, there are all these fan podcasts of our podcasts that have been developing.
And that is just amazing.
God.
Wow. Actually, I said everything was fine, Ferg, but I'm getting a bit nervous. I'm feeling a lot of pressure on me right now.
Yeah, that's okay. Let's just calm down. Let's just take a little break from planning.
Can we read an email? That will really calm me down.
Yeah,
let's read an email.
Let's bring an email up. Let's have a scroll through. Okay, here's one.
Well, yeah.
Hi, Jack and Ferg. This is from Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben.
Yeah.
It's okay, Jack. Take your mind off it. It says, I was just wondering if you guys were going to touch on the Prawn Boy controversy. We've not had time to, because obviously we've been doing all this.
Oh, that's relaxed me right up. Okay, do you want my thoughts on the Prawn Boy controversy?
Go for it, Jack.
Right,
really
so Prawn Boy, obviously, spin-off films, Sharkman's boy. He's a prawn boy.
He's a boy, he's a prawn.
He's fun. You go to the films, it's like he's your friend. He makes funny jokes. It's a perfect combination of action, comedy, darkness, and fun. It's dark and fun.
It's fun and it's dark.
I'd say it's fuck. Anyway, the actor, yesterday evening, dropped a spoiler.
Big spoiler.
During a press interview.
Really big spoiler.
Obviously, we don't know the actor's name. All the actors in the SMU, they wear those gold masks when they do the press interviews.
Yep.
So you can't see their face. You see their face on screen, but you can't see their face in the press interview. And you don't know their names. He said in a press interview what colour Prawn Boy's cape is going to be in the new film. He said it was green.
Ridiculous.
Absolutely ridiculous.
So stupid.
And obviously, Ferg, you've been on the Twitters more than me. What are they saying?
I mean, there was a lot of chat back and forth, people talking about it, talking about spoiler culture. And it was like, there's a lot of different ideas about what should be done with this traitor.
Absolutely. And I think you call it controversy, Ben. I think what they've done is absolutely fine.
Yeah, exactly.
They've replaced the actor with a new man with a new face. And they've CGI'd the old man out of all the previous Prawn Boy films and put in the new face of the new man.
Exactly. And that's, I don't think there's any other, it's the most sensible way to handle it.
Really tasteful behind the scenes video as well.
Yeah, exactly.
Apologising for everything.
Yeah, they put out that apology video on their Insta, I think it was.
Yeah.
And I think, very sensible and very just straightforward. And that's what I like about Sharkman Studios as a business, is they're very straightforward. And they put up this video where the, Sharkman Studios CEO on camera, he says, sorry, this has happened. And then obviously, they take the actor round the back of the Sharkman Studios lot, and they shoot him 40 times in the head. And I think it's good to see that sort of thing, particularly on Instagram.
Oh, great, Ferg. That's really calmed me down now. I'm feeling a lot better.
Ben also says, P.S. I also found the apple juice slurping very offensive, really below the standard I'd expect from your podcast.
Oh, that stressed me right out again.
Sent from mail for Windows 10.
Okay. What are we going to do? 10,000 people outside.
Something like that. I can't count.
We've been downstairs. We tried to talk to the podcast people, but they got really angry, so we tied them up.
Well, Jack, don't tell them we tied them up.
I think we should, Ferg. This is behind the scenes look. All behind the scenes looks are 100% honest, and they tell you exactly what was happening behind the piece of media at that time. And I think that we should be doing the same.
Particularly when they're made by the people responsible for the thing.
Absolutely. And I want to be as honest as them. I want to be as honest as Sharkman Studios.
You're right. We want to be showing people a proper look into how difficult our job is, how fun it is, but also how difficult it is, the nitty gritty of it all.
So we tied up the family that lives downstairs.
And here you go, guys, behind the scenes, bit of insight into my job, how much I'm dedicated. I tied up the baby as well. They've got that little baby, and you might think, oh, the baby's not going to come up and stop us and be like, what are you doing on our laundrette? But you know what? You can never be too careful. So I tied up the baby. I didn't use rope. We used rope on the adults, but I used just a little bit of string on the baby, tied it up very carefully. The baby is completely safe, listeners, but it also cannot move.
Okay, so where are we at? What have we got? What's happening?
So, the family are tied up downstairs.
Fantastic.
They're not going to...
No, they're not going to be a problem at all.
I've made this rostrum that's definitely going to work, and it's going to spin, and everyone's going to be safe. I've finished calling up Sharkman Studios. We've got rights to put on all the films we might want to put on. And the snacks...
Ferg, I've just drank all of the apple juice.
That's okay, don't worry about it, Jack. I forgive you. Okay, Jack, how are you getting on with tearing up the film so we can pick one out of the hat? The bowl.
I'm finished.
You're finished?
I finished minutes ago.
Okay, great. Let's get this done, and then we'll get this done, and then we'll wrap up the podcast, and then we'll get ready, start bringing people up to the roof, and it'll be great.
Awesome. Okay, I'm going to stand up on top of the roof like an Olympic flame, and I'm going to reach in and I'm going to pick out the film.
Brilliant.
Whoa!
Oh no! Listen, the wind is blowing away all the pieces of paper. They've all... Oh no.
Oh, Ferg, it's so beautiful. I'm just going to take an Instagram of it.
Yep.
Hashtag lol, everything flew away. Hashtag I'm so stressed.
Oh,
hashtag
God.
I'm so sad. Hashtag
Listeners, the wind has just blown away all the bits of paper that Jack tore up so we could pick a film. Oh God, I'm so stressed, Jack.
Wait, Ferg, there's one left.
You know what, Jack?
What?
It's like fate.
Yeah,
we've been so stressed about building things, about picking a thing, and the wind has just come along. God himself has come along and given us the one answer. This is the film we're going to watch.
You're
and
right.
I think, Jack, if we take this film, pick this film,
Yeah.
and go along with God's plan for us, with our destiny, it's going to be the right choice, and people are going to love it. I think this is meant to be, Jack.
You're right.
Let's just say we're going to take this film,
Gonna take it.
and whatever it is,
Yeah.
we say we're going to watch it.
Yeah, no matter what happens, we'll do it.
Because at the end of the day, Jack,
Yeah.
what's folded up in that bit of paper is a Sharkman film.
You're right.
And we can be stressed about all these things.
Yeah.
Maybe there's too many people and we get overcrowded. Maybe the people we tied up downstairs who run the laundrette, they're going to come up and they're going to stop everything. Maybe there's not enough snacks and everyone's mad.
There's definitely not enough snacks.
Maybe this ridiculous contraption I've made breaks and loads of people get hurt. But at the end of the day, none of that matters. Because we'll be watching a Sharkman film. We're watching this Sharkman film that destiny has given us.
You're right.
Whatever it is, Jack, let's watch it.
Okay, I'm going to open it up now.
Okay, Jack, what film is it?
Dark Squid.
God damn it! This has been Just Another Sharkman podcast, starring Jack Bradfield as Jack and Fergus Macdonald as Fergus. Music and editing by Fergus Macdonald. Artwork by Niamh Simpson. You can check out the podcast review of Views podcast at the link in the description. And you can send the boys an email at sharkmanpodcast@gmail.com. Tune in again for more Sharkman news tomorrow. And the day after that. And the day after